I've been trying to write this intro for about an hour and a half, and I think I finally got it. Number 5. I can admit, I wasn't the coolest kid on the planet. Well, maybe cooler than I remember, but either way, when I was in that 8th grade cafeteria and I heard everyone talk about this cool new game called Call of Duty Black Ops 2, I was immediately peer pressured in. I looked up all the trailers, read up on all the Zim-Zam lore, and I was hooked. Or at least hooked enough to take part in conversation and pretend I knew what I was talking about. However, when I opened up my last present on Christmas Day and I found a copy of Black Ops 2, I played it all night. I found a brand new type of game, brand new to me, and found it completely intoxicating. The over-the-top violence, crazy-ass storyline, and a Zim-Zam mode with more secrets than an Avenger end credit scene. I had to sink months, literal months, into the multiplayer, and played zombies until I got the triple digits. And I've been playing COD ever since. In fact, some of the first videos on this channel were Call of Duty videos. Don't watch them though, they're terrible. Plus, I used them for ads. I had no idea what I was doing. And I used copyrighted songs, so I can't even make money from them. Number 4, I have no footage of this game, so enjoy this still image. But yeah, Super Mario 64 is one of my favorite games of all time. It's actually my gateway game. Like, hey, come on man, pass the Mario, I need that triple jump. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. The fact that this entire world was available inside of this piece of plastic was mind-blowing. And it seemed like there was an infinite amount of things to do and an infinite amount of stars to collect. Plus, it was the first game my cousin Joey, rest in peace, ever gave me. I'll never forget when my grandma won a Nintendo 64 in a work raffle and gave it to me. When my cousin found out, he gave me Super Mario 64 and Pokemon Stadium to help flesh out my collection. Then, my cousin Tony gave me a couple of racing games, but I still always played Super Mario 64. Thanks, Nana and cousin Joey. You gave me my start in gaming. May you rest in peace. Cuphead. Apart from being the only good platformer on Xbox, and yes, I say that fully aware of the Rayman series, this was the video game that launched this channel. I was posting garbage quickscope videos when I realized everyone else was too, and established channels that quickscope would always get more views than me. Then, I saw one of my favorite YouTubers, Peanut Butter Gamer, play Cuphead on his gameplay channel, and I had an idea. I'd make Cuphead videos. It's a brand new game with no established channels, and if I made content about it, it would have to blow up. So I immediately bought it and started making gameplay videos. But my major breakthrough didn't come until I made my first in-depth analysis video. Now, I knew it was going to do well, as my theory was, since nobody's doing this game, or at least no one's established to do this game, if I make something ranking all of the weapons or whatnot, it has to get popular. It has to fill a void. But I never imagined it would get to 300,000 views. I always thought it was going to get a couple hundred, maybe 1,000 if I was lucky. And I was so proud when it blew up. I must have taken at least 100 screenshots of the analytics. So thank you, Cuphead, for giving me a start, and thank you to my subscribers for giving me a chance. I will always be grateful, and Cuphead will always have a special spot in my heart. Number 2, Mortal Kombat X. I loved the lore of the Mortal Kombat series before I even played a single game, because it was the first real arcade machine I've ever seen and played. How could I not fall in love with the universe? I was always pretty disappointed though that no one would buy it for me, until I realized that there was a rated T version that starred my favorite comic book characters of all time. The night I told my sister, she drove me to Best Buy, I bought the game with my own money, and we played it all night. As it turns out, she was a longtime fan of this series too. She picked Liu Kang, I played Scorpion, and we did not put that game down until sunrise. Too bad we realized that the game was shit. Fast forward a couple more years later, and I found Mortal Kombat X for about $20, and I thought, why not? I was finally old enough to figure out combos, and I had enough time to learn them. I was a terror. I had 700 plus wins online with Alien, and losses only in the double digits. Now, having played and failed that game for many, many years prior to this, I felt a huge sense of accomplishment once I was finally good at it. And when I got good, I got really good. In my opinion, when it comes to games like Mortal Kombat, there's 3 tiers. Casual, people that know what they're doing, and pros. And I would like to say I am the best person in the category of people that know what they're doing. I can pretty much beat anyone below that, but I will get my butt whooped when it comes to the pro section. Either way though, I'll always love this game, just for the sheer sense of accomplishment I had when I finally got good at it, and I was able to pick up some wins online. I liked it so much, and I like playing as Alien so much, I even bought the Alien quadrilogy because of it. It will always be one of my favorite games of all time. Number 1, my favorite game of all time has to be Pokemon Platinum Edition. All this nostalgia is making me a bit sad, so I'm going to try to make this brief. But I was introduced to the Pokemon series through the anime on basic cable. When my cousin Joey found out I liked it so much, he gave me his entire collection of Pokemon cards, and we would always play them when we got to his house. We'd also play Pokemon Stadium once he showed me that too, and I was smart enough to comprehend video games. It was addicting. While Pokemon became a huge part of my life, I would always keep up with the show. I'd buy new cards whenever we went to the grocery store, stuff like that. And when I ended up moving in about 5th grade, I found a tight-knit group of friends who also liked Pokemon cards. And that's kind of how I was able to transition through schools, because I found this group of kids that liked Pokemon as much as I did. We would always, at lunch, we'd be so nerdy and dorky. We would always play Pokemon cards together and stuff like that. And by the time middle school rolled around, I got my own Pokemon game, Pokemon Platinum. And once I did, I lost my mind. I mean, I had played at least 500 hours on that cartridge before I eventually lost it, along with about 50 level 100 Pokemon. Now, maybe it wasn't a bad thing if I was so addicted to it, but still, the loss of the game makes me tremendously sad. Especially since it's been such a big part of my life, you know. It was how I bonded with my cousin, who's unfortunately no longer with us. It's how I was able to transition through a rough time period in my life when I was going through schools, and I found this group of kids that would accept me, and I finally had a group of friends at this new school. And when I finally got my very own Pokemon game, I lost it. But because of this, I will never be able to revisit it and see how terrible the game actually was compared to modern Pokemon games, if it was. So I have nothing but rose-tinted memories of Pokemon Platinum. That, combined with the fact that my cousin is gone now, and that was the cornerstone of our friendship and became a huge part of my life, I will never be able to forget Pokemon Platinum, and it will always be my favorite game. But there you go, my top 5 favorite games of all time. Thank you so much for watching this video and all the support you've given me in the past year. I'm not gonna lie, it has always been a huge dream of mine since I was a child to be able to be a YouTuber, and I see that becoming more and more possible every day with the likes I get on my video and the views I get. So I really do want to say I appreciate all of you, all 1,800 of my subscribers. It really helps me out, and I really, really do appreciate it, and I'm grateful for every view that I get. Now, I'm not gonna lie, it took me a long time to write a meaningful outro, but I think I finally got it. My mind's twisted like the thickness of mist is incredible. My rhymes are easy to digest, but fuck you up like edibles. Never dull, my way sharper than a harpy's claw. My flow